and this August gathering. A worthy member of the proposition came here mentioned statements which quite resembles to quite incidents of the recent scenario, where we see the member of the proposition highlighted about the too much reliance on artificial intelligence based on the reports which have been mentioned by the University of Pennsylvania. But when we look into major reports of the University of Pennsylvania, it also highlights a very important concept. The use of artificial intelligence and too much reliance is individual basis. And when we look into individual to individual, there is a different perception which comes into place. Another statement which the member of the proposition or the mover who have mentioned in the entire scenario is the incidence of misuse of artificial intelligence. Now when we look into the misuse of artificial intelligence, be it deepfake or the incidents which happened in the recent scenario of Indonesia, we have to completely understand a very important concept. The use of artificial intelligence is open to all. The moment it's an open source, it's the duty of the government to have regulations and laws which implements properly to solve this kind of scenarios, which does not do in any context compared to the very important word which have been highlighted in the motion, which have been presented by the members of proposition, that is cognitive development. A warm greetings, Honorable Speaker Sir, and this August gathering. For a certain cause today, I stand here strongly opposing the motion put forward by my fellow members of proposition. Honorable Speaker Sir, when we look into the IITs, IIMs and so on, I am sure you can name a few. These institutes have tended to be the islands of excellence floating on the sea of mediocrity. But the average Indian education system is not of the kind that you, I and the members of this house look for. When we look into major sections, most of the institutes where resources are being provided in terms of education, that are not sufficient enough. And the moment artificial intelligence plays a very important factor, that important factor is the cognitive development which have been highlighted in the entire scenario. Now, when books are limited, when resources are limited and teachers are not that much qualified enough, even if we look into the Ministry of Education's research report which have been published in November 2024, it clearly highlights that, and the artificial intelligence solves a very major factor. A very important concept of the entire term artificial intelligence have been manipulated by the members of proposition. Because artificial intelligence is not a single factor. Artificial intelligence is a combination of multiple factors. Recently, if you look into the United Nations General Assembly SOCOM's resolution, multiple debates have happened. And in that multiple debates, the debate between the United States of America and the Russian Federation have clearly highlighted that the use of artificial intelligence can be further bifurcated into three major sections. Number one is narrow AI. And narrow AI is completely which is research oriented. For example, if we go to Google and we type something out, be it the year when India got independence or anything similar, in that scenario, it is the use of narrow AI which brings us the results. Now, if we look at another part of artificial intelligence, that is general AI. General AI is something which is perception oriented. As the members of the proposition have clearly highlighted that there are multiple manipulation by the entire statement. As for an example, DeepSeek. DeepSeek is an artificial intelligence which have been developed by the People's Republic of China, and the moment we go there and mention a prompt that is criticize the government of People's Republic of China, it fails to do so. But the moment we ask to criticize the government of Republic of India, it criticizes it. But the manipulation is based on general AI. But when we look into the cognitive development, it is the artificial